Hi everyone, welcome to week 10 and congratulations. We are at this point just wrapping things up with our class and I am going to, in honor of our last week, keep this video very brief and I promise it this time. So real quickly, I just wanted to kind of close up week 9, and of course I'll still do my reflection responses to each of you. But one thing I just wanted to say, and I've seen this throughout the whole class, is I've been just so impressed at how well you've been learning from each other and guiding each other. My experience, especially in week 9, is going through everything that people are writing and your plans, your methods for assessment and evaluation. I'll go through and have some questions and have some thoughts about some of the different things that you're planning on doing. And some of them I'll put comments up at the time I see it. But for a lot of them, I start scrolling down and one of your classmates has already kind of dug into that and you're already discussing it and talking about different ways to do things. So it's just been wonderful because that's the better way to do it. With adult learners, and we talked about this, it works so much better if we're learning as a group and it isn't a teacher-student dynamic, but more a facilitator and having you learn from each other as well as get some guidance from me. So I've just been impressed throughout the class, but especially this last week at how well and how thoughtful the feedback you've each been giving to each other is kind of set up. So thank you for that throughout the class. Week 10, the whole discussion is just focused on those final projects. You've all done so much work and we've been discussing these things in class, but I really want to just feature and highlight these final projects in our last week so that all of you can see what your other classmates were doing and have a chance to kind of show what you've been working on all this time. As I said in the discussion for this week, I know we've been talking about the learning outcomes for your project and we've talked about methods and we've talked about analysis at kind of the module level. And I don't want you to feel like you need to repeat yourself this week. So if you find yourself doing that, or you're tempted to cut and paste from previous weeks because you feel like it's kind of the same thing, stop yourself from doing that and instead look at what you've decided to change or how you've revised it. Talk about the evolution of your project. Share something new. Don't get bogged down in just repeating the same sorts of things we've been discussing, because although those are important and you might need to remind people of the context of your project a little bit again, I want to move us forward so you're really showing us this final, how it all came together, what you're really doing. So set it up like that so that we're seeing how these things evolved, how you've taken each other's feedback and my feedback and kind of incorporated it into your final project. And I think it'll make for a very valuable discussion. And then I've asked each of you to give feedback to your classmates. I've asked you to do that by the end of the week. I wish you all the very best in wherever your careers and lives take you. I hope that this class will become part of this learning process. I'd love to hear from you if in the future you have some great experiences in intercultural training. Share those with me. I always love to hear how people are using things. Or even if you get out of the class and realize, it would have been great if we had talked about this in class. This kind of caught me by surprise. Send me an email. My email address doesn't change, so feel free to always send me a note and let me know what would have been more helpful or things you're learning outside the class that have been valuable to you. And I appreciate any of that. So, congratulations. Thank you again. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the final projects in the discussion and then in the Dropbox by the end of the week. Take care.